Hi everyone, today we're going to be doing lesson 6.5, graphing on a coordinate plane. The I can statement today, or your objective, is to be able to plot pairs of rational numbers on a coordinate grid. Notice I use the word coordinate plane, coordinate grid. They're pretty interchangeable. You can use either one. Let's look at what we're doing today. There's a lot of vocabulary words associated with the coordinate grid. First one is quadrant. If you notice, our coordinate grid is divided into 4 sections. Line this way and line this way form 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. Those are called a quadrant. You can think of quad as 4. If you have a quad, you might have a 4-wheeler. The QUA, you might think of a quarter. There's 4 quarters in a game, 4 quarters in a dollar. So whenever you get that QUA thing, it can be a quad, it can be a quarter, it can be a quart. You're dealing with 4. So, what are these 4 sections? We use Roman numerals to designate the 4 quadrants. I'm not really sure why, but it is just a standard procedure. The top right one is quadrant 1. In this quadrant, you'll notice that the numbers this way are all positive, and the numbers this way are all positive. So this is the first quadrant. When you were in elementary school, you pretty much use only quadrant 1 when you graphed. Then we go counterclockwise. We kind of make a circle this way. Up here, top left, is quadrant 2. Again, Roman numerals. That's a Roman numeral 2. Going up, our numbers are positive, but this way our numbers are negative. Next is quadrant 3, which is our bottom left. And finally, quadrant 4. If you don't know how to write a 4 in Roman numerals, it is IV. You sometimes put the lines on top of it. Some people just write like this. And that is totally acceptable too. But you do need to use Roman numerals. Don't number them 1, 2, 3, 4 in, just with regular numbers. You want to use the Roman numerals. Okay. The coordinate grid is made up of 2 number lines. Number line that runs horizontally and a number line that runs vertically. The horizontal number line is our x-axis. There's an X written there, but it's really hard to see. So this is our horizontal. Our vertical axis is called the y-axis, and it runs up and down. Our positive numbers are up. Sorry, I'm writing horizontal. Took me longer to write than I wanted to. Probably be faster to type it. Like I said, our y-axis is vertical. You can see much faster to type it than to write it. And our positive numbers are up, negative numbers are down. I always think of a thermometer where temperature goes up, gets hotter, numbers get bigger. When we're below 0, that's when it's cold. That's when our negative numbers. And last, we have this thing called an origin. The origin is where the 2 lines cross. It's right here in the middle. That's our origin. It's where our 2 number lines cross. When we talk about the coordinate grid, we talk about points on the grid, and we use ordered pairs to define them. They're called ordered pairs because they're in order. Your X spot comes first, followed by your Y. If you remember your alphabet, it goes X, Y, Z. So X comes first, helps you remember it. And this tells you how far to move left or right. This tells you how far to move up or down. So if I had an ordered pair of 2, 3, that would mean my X would move 2 places from the middle and then 3 places up. 1, 2, 3. That would be this spot. That's how you define a spot on a coordinate grid. The middle spot here, the origin, I'm going to go back to that. In the origin, my x value is 0. I didn't move at all. My y value is also 0. I didn't move at all. I'm right on the line. So those are the main words you need to know today. You need to know how to number your quadrants. You need to know that this is your y-axis. It goes up and down. This is your x-axis. It goes left and right. The middle is your origin, and that's at 0, 0. And ordered pair, which is written in the order x, y. Let's practice graphing on a coordinate grid. One thing I think about when I'm graphing is I think of a ladder. People always have trouble like, ooh, do I go up and down first or do I go left and right first? And that gets confusing for many people. But if you think of yourself on a ladder, if you wanted to climb to a spot, either climb up or climb down, you can't do your climbing until you move the ladder. You don't like go, if you wanted to paint your house, you don't climb the ladder and then say, oh, I have to go 5 feet to the right. You have to move your ladder first and then climb up. So that's how we'll treat this when we graph our order pairs. I have -3, 2. Remember, this is x, this is y. So if I always start at 0, 0, I'm going to move my ladder first. I'm going to move my ladder to -3. So go 1, 2, 3. And then I have to climb up 2 spots, 1, 2. And that's where I put my first point. That is -3, 2. You always put a comma between the two numbers. You put them in parentheses. That's just standard form. What quadrant is this in? It's in quadrant 2. If you remember, you might want to number your quadrants because we often will ask you which quadrant something's in. This is 1, 2, 3, and lastly, my 4 in the bottom right corner. Okay, let's graph the second one. 5, 8. I always start at 0, 0. I'm moving 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I move my ladder 5 places to the right. Then up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that is my spot 5, 8. Notice it's right on the intersection of the lines. They won't always be if you have halves, or depending on what your grid is divided into. If these were divided into like twos instead of ones, then it might be between spots. But if you have whole numbers and you're graphing whole numbers, it'll always be on the intersection of the two lines. And this is in quadrant 1. The next one, -6, -7. Again, I start at 0, move -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I have to go down because it's -7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Put my dot there. So that dot is at -6, -7. Some people sometimes start putting too many dots. They count over the -6 and put a dot there, and then they count down 7 and put a dot here. Only one dot. This is 1 point, -6, -7, and it is right here. And it's in quadrant 3. I have 4, -6. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a positive 4, so I move right, my positive numbers. Then -6, which means I'm going to go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put my dot there. And this is 4, -6. And that's in quadrant 4. Now 0, 3. That was a little different. I start at 0, 0. I don't move any left or right because my x value is 0, so it's right here. My y is 3, so I move up 1, 2, 3. I put my dot there. So that's 0, 3. But which quadrant is it in? Some people will tell me it's in quadrant 1. Some will tell me it's quadrant 2. Some will tell me it's both. It's really neither. It's right on the y-axis. So that's what we'll put. We'll put y-axis. It's right on the line that is the y-axis. Right here. My last one, 4, 0. I started 0, 0. I move my ladder to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4. But I don't move up or down at all. My dot goes right here. And that is 4, 0. Now, just like the previous one, this number is not in a quadrant at all. It is right on the x-axis. Now let's say we had a dot. I'm going to make it a different color so we can see it. I had a dot right here, and I labeled it dot A. I might ask you, what is the location of dot A? Which means, tell me the ordered pair for dot A. Well, start at 0, 0. How far to the left did I go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So my x is negative 7. Then from here I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that dot is at the location negative 7, 12. In your homework, sometimes they will give you a dot and you have to give its ordered pair. Sometimes they'll give you an ordered pair and you have to graph it. You need to be able to go both directions. And then sometimes you have to say which quadrant it is. This dot is in quadrant 2. It might be a habit to just label your quadrants first so you remember. And remember that if a dot is directly on this line, it's on the x-axis. If it's on this line, it is on the y-axis. If it's right here in the middle, it's the origin. That is it for today. Have a great day.